Now you'll find out on your IB exam you're going to see a number of questions, or there'll be a few questions like this. They're going to give you values P, Q, R, and S, and you have to take the information that you're given and figure out how you can use that to figure out what those values are. So we know that P is the smallest one, S is the biggest one, and we know that they're all integers. They tell us the mean of the four, so the average of all four of them is 8. The mode is 7, and the median is 7. So first of all, what you can say is, well, I know there's going to be 4 numbers, and I know it's going to be P, Q, R, and S, from smallest to biggest. I know that if I add them all up and divide them by 4, my average will be 8. I know that my median is 7. Well, if I have 4 of them, my median will be right here, and it's equal to 7. I also know that my mode is 7. So what does that tell me? If my mode is 7, what does that tell me? Seven is the value that occurs the most. And that also tells me that 7 has to occur more than once. So there has to be at least 2 7s. There might be 3, but we know that there has to be at least 2 7s. So now that we know that there's at least 2 7s, somewhere along here there has to be 2 7s. And now if they're in order and the median is 7, well, can you see that both of these would have to be 7? That's our only option. Because if one of them wasn't a 7, then your average wouldn't be 7. You could still get an average if you had an 8 and a 6 for the middle numbers, but then you would have no 7s, and then that would be a problem. So now we've put in those 2 7s, we've figured out what Q and R are, but we still don't know the other ones. We still have other piece of information. We've already used the fact that the median is 7, and we know something about the mode. We don't know, there might be more 7s, but we don't know our last values. But if we could create an equation out of the information that we have, we'll be able to solve it. So I don't know what this value is, so I'm going to call it x. We could call it p, but I'll just call it x for now. What do you know about s? Can I write s using the variable x? Why? Why would, if the first value is x, why would the last one be x plus 8? Because the range is 8. And so if the range is 8, that means that the difference between our smallest value and our biggest value would be 8. And now we have at least algebra for all of them. And since we know that the average of the 4 is eight, we could create an equation where we add them all up, divide by 4, and solve. So we're going to get 23 plus 2x, if I multiply both sides by 4, is equal to 32. Oh, 22. There we go. 22 plus 2x is equal to 32. Subtract the 22 on the other side. 2x is equal to 10, and x is equal to 5. So now P is equal to 5, Q is equal to 7, R is equal to 7, and S is equal to 13.